Hello and welcome to the Out of the Closet podcast. I am your host, Andrew Pettke. We are a fun, gay, and informative lifestyle show hosted by me, improv and sketch comedian Andrew Pettke, like I said earlier today. And we are broadcasting live right now out of my husband and I's closet. Now, literally, I am broadcasting between our clothes and our closet right now. From laughs to interviews to games with special guests to gay news to community to all things LGBTQAI+ and gay friendly to highlighting special organizations doing amazing things in their areas to information and opinions. This show is full of amazing information, big laughs, and fabulous guests. All right, you can always follow us on any of our social media channels. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. It's podcast OOTC. OOTC is for Out of the Closet. So podcast OOTC, you can find us there. You can go on there. And if you want to take a look inside the closet, you can see this podcast. You can see all the outfits I'll be changing into for our various segments. You can always check out our YouTube channel. That's right. We're also a vodcast, baby, which means you can see everything that's happening in the closet. You can see our guests and what they're wearing and everything that's going on here on the podcast. So all you have to do is go to outoftheclosetpodcast.com and you can view the whole podcast. Now, if you're watching right now, thank you. And I appreciate you guys for all tuning in. Hey, today's show is going to be incredible. Today on this show, we have the world-renowned shoe expert, the shoe queen, JULIANNA HAGAR, and she will be joining us from her own home, custom shoe closet to chat and giggle with me. And we're going to discuss shoes and celebrities and ways to fix your shoes in a bunch. So we're going to come up with a lot of awesome information. If you heard JULIANNA on our second episode, we're going to have a little bit more in-depth conversation today. So stay tuned for that. Plus, as we get back to the swing of things in a post-COVID world and unemployed masses start re-entering the workforce, it's time to get that resume in tip-top shape and updated. And we're going to polish up on your interview skills and give you some tips on how to get the most out of applying for jobs, especially if you're applying online, okay? Because there are some secrets that might help you stand out from the crowd. So stay tuned for that. All right. And then we'll highlight an organization called Fierce NYC. That's right. Fierce NYC is an amazing organization building leadership and power of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer youth of color in New York City. And we'll wrap the show with this week's gay history lesson. We're focusing on Judy Garland. That's right. The gay Elvis, the Dorothy and Friends of Dorothy, and quite possibly the biggest gay icon of all time. So we'll tell you some of the things I bet you never knew about her and her life. It's exciting, and that's all coming up soon. So thank you so much for listening. Keep listening and or watching, and we're going to have a fabulous and gay-ass time on this podcast. In fact, I hope you get really involved. If you'd like to reach out to us, you can email me directly at andrew@outoftheclosetpodcast.com, or you can message me on any of our social media channels at podcast OOTC. That's podcast OOTC. All right, welcome back to the show, guys. Today on the show, I'm excited to have back again, this time for the full interview time, the world-renowned shoe queen. That's right, an expert in everything shoes, accessories, and celebrity fashions. My bestie with a gorgeous chesty, JULIANNA HAGAR. Yes, if you listened, hi. I was going to say, everybody, if you listened way back to episode 2 of the Out of the Closet podcast, you heard the shoe queen, JULIANNA HAGAR, give you a shoe tutorial and taught you everything you ever wanted to know about high heels in a fun segment we called What the Heel? Anyway, well now, what the heel? Well, JULIANNA is back for an extra long segment so we can dive into a ton of fun gay things, from shoes to celebrities to tips to get the most life out of your shoes and your feet to fabulousness and bling. We'll try to cover as much as we can, but you know, we always end up giggling and cutting up about other things. So we'll see how this goes. But without further ado, let's welcome to the Out of the Closet podcast for the second time ever, the shoe queen herself, Miss JULIANNA HAGAR.
Thank you so much. Poodle. Well, first of all, I wanted to talk about how we're getting back to travel. and getting back to work and going back into the actual workplaces. And I want to talk about what you need to take with you to take care of your shoes and your feet. So we're going to talk about these 3 things here.
All right. So yeah, and these 3 things. So it looks like we have 3 different things you're holding up here. What's the first one?
So the first one is a fabulous little kit that I found on Amazon that includes a 2 shoe polishes, one black, one neutral, and then applicators for those, and then a buffer, and then also a lint and shoehorn combo. And this is fantastic, very inexpensive, and all comes in this fantastic little zip up case that you can take with you.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So this is very valuable.
Yeah, I was going to say, for you guys that aren't watching the vodcast at home, you won't be able to see what she's holding up. But what she's holding up is, it looks like a little leather binder with a zipper. And then you open it up and it's all these shoe goodies inside of it. So it's pretty small. It looks like it's maybe the size of like a small purse or like a clutch.
It is. It definitely.
Almost. So you could,
a small little book.
So in that, so there's a natural wax. What does the natural wax do?
So that would be for your neutral colored shoes, the tans and browns and that sort of thing. And it basically helps you buff out a scuff or a scratch or, something like that. Now, if you run out of, if you don't happen to have this case and you are on a trip, you can then use, anything from a Sharpie to touch up a little scuff on a black shoe to, you can use Vaseline to help you shine up a shoe a little bit, and just give it a little bit of a shine, and then use a damp cloth to kind of, buff it out a little bit. Yes.
I was just going to say, so we have a shoe repair kit, and you said you got, where'd you get that?
That was on Amazon.
Okay.
Very, very inexpensive. I know it was under $20.
Okay. And I'll put a link for everybody at home that's listening on the outoftheclosetpodcast.com website, so they can find the same kit. And then you held up a big old economy size jar of Vaseline. So it's good for 2 things, apparently. So
one is for blisters. If you have a blister, you can Vaseline to help that. If you have some friction on the back of the heel, on our toes with strappy sandals, that sort of thing, this is perfect for that. And then also we talked about that it can help you, scuff it, a little scuff, polish it out, that sort of thing with this. Also, there's a white petroleum that you could use as well. A lot of people have this around the house.
Yeah. So, the cool thing I like that, because you can instantly, I wouldn't say waterproof a shoe, but you can, if it's gonna be raining and you have a pair of nice boots, you can put some Vaseline on and polish it in there real quick, and it kind of helps repel some of that water.
Very true. Very true. The last thing I held up is called Shoe Goo. This is fantastic glue. Also on Amazon. It comes with 4 tubes. You can just pack one of these little tubes in this little case with you. And then this is for it. Let's say your sole is flapping off of your shoe.
I had that happen before.
I have too.
Who's got flappy sole problems?
And then if you've broken a heel or the tip of the heel off, you can glue it back on with this. So, and this shoe, it's called Shoe Goo, but it is a glue, and it is fantastic. So this is on your Amazon.com also.
Okay. And I'll put that on the website as well. So it's Shoe Goo. It's GOO. And basically, is it like fast setting glue, or how quickly does that stuff set up?
It really sets up in about 60 seconds. So
okay.
It's fantastic. I mean, obviously, if you can glue something for a few hours, the result, you're going to feel more confident with that. But really quick.
And it'll get you through a situation just at least until you get to a cobbler or something like that.
Correct.
And that was one of the things I actually learned from you, Shoe Queen, is that, I had my entire life, I would go buy like some really nice boots, but I'd of course always get them on sale. But then, when they would get worn out, I love the boots, but I would wear them literally till like I could feel like, rocks and shards of glass through. Yeah. There's a hole in the bottom. I was like, it's a drain. Anyway, I had that, but I would constantly throw away like really nice pairs of boots that were otherwise fine, because I thought it was so expensive to go get them resold. And then you told me about cobblers.
Yes. So that's kind of a retro word for your shoe repair vendors
Yeah.
or locations, retail locations, and they sell things like these kits as well. But one of the most valuable and invaluable things that they do are shoe repairs, as you mentioned. So what I've had to do, my shoes, this part wears off,
So
and
you're
this
looking, oh,
part,
that's the very tip of the heel. So that little plastic part that sits on the heel of a woman's high heel is something that you can replace.
yes, and it's very inexpensive. Most of the times, cobblers charge about $10 to $12 for this, and then they'll touch up this little point.
The
They'll
toe.
even clean them and polish them, and you walk out the door with $12, and you get years more out of your shoes. Which our shoes are investments. Those are, as you see, I have invested a lot.
Yeah, for
But
you guys that are listening right now, if you log on to the vodcast, the video podcast version of this, you can see Julianna's amazing custom built shoe closet that her husband Noel built for her. She's got fabulous shoes. I see a lot of animal print. I see a lot of black. I see some strappy things up top, and all of that, and some blinged out things. I mean, you definitely have an amazing selection. Now, how many of those shoes would you say percentage wise has had some sort of repair done to them?
you know what? I would say probably 30%.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's
Yeah,
that's from the shoe queen herself.
and boots too. As you mentioned, our boots are such a major investment that you've got to take them in, and it's maintenance.
Right.
So
I had a pair of boots that I got for relatively inexpensive, but they were valued at a lot higher, but they were great quality. But the soles, I mean, I just wore them every single day. So the soles wore out. And I think I went to the cobbler and got them repaired. And it was probably a little bit more expensive just because it was a boot and had to be sewn, but it was still around $60 for the pair. And I would have definitely thrown out the pair of boots, and instead I kept them. I wore them for a few more years. So I thought that was a pretty good investment.
Yes, it was. Yes, it definitely was.
So with a Sharpie, I know you're the shoe queen, so you don't have a problem with using a Sharpie on a black shoe.
Small spot, just a small. If it's a major scuff and a major repair, no, don't do it. Do the shoe polish. Definitely, invest in a little kit like this that has the black shoe polish in it. But yes, if you're on the run and you just need to touch up something really quickly and it's very small. Also, for tennis shoes and sneakers, we call them tennis shoes in the South. Rest of the world calls them sneakers, but you can clean those with a little bit of toothpaste to get out a scuff mark. If you're traveling, or if you just don't have something to clean that tennis shoe with. So
that's a really good idea.
That's a great way to clean that.
I know one time I used those Mr. Clean erasers, those little sponges. Those work really well on like the vinyl part or the rubber parts of your shoe, especially if it's white, because that to me is sometimes a hard. I don't buy a lot of white shoes because of that reason.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. That's a great tip also. So it's all about maintenance and protecting our investment. So,
well, I'm curious if people that love shoes as much as you do and as much as I do take care of their shoes just as well. In fact, there's tons of celebrities that we see wearing shoes all the time. But when you watch these celebrities, you're like, is this the first time they're wearing these shoes ever? Is this going to be the last time they ever wear them? Because they're just making a fashion statement. It takes time to break in a shoe to be comfortable. So I'm always thinking about all these different celebrities we see on the red carpet, and you have a list of celebrities that you've gone through and you've looked at all their shoes. And coming up after this short 1-minute break, we're going to be back with the shoe queen, and she's going to tell you all the celebrities she's been watching and looking out for. And she's going to tell you the best guy, best male identifying and female identifying person, and what shoes they're wearing and why they are spectacular. So we'll be back in just 1 minute with the shoe queen, Julianna Hagar, on the Out of the Closet podcast. Back in 1 minute. Woo! Woo-hoo!
Hi there, I'm Maylin Luke, owner of RustingPlantFace.com. I create hand-poured and hand-painted concrete planters and unique home goods in a variety of styles, colors, and also do custom orders. Just visit RustingPlantFace.com and use code OOTC to get free shipping on your order. Visit me on Instagram at RustingPlantFace for plant tips and tricks. Plant parents and aspiring plant parents are welcome.
Hey, it's Andrew. Do you have a business or a service that you would like to advertise on the Out of the Closet podcast? Well, if you do, I'd love for you to become a sponsor of the show. We can get your business in front of our amazing LGBTQAI+ and ally listeners who can't wait to hear all about your company. Plus, it's really super affordable. Right now, you can be included on 4 podcasts for just $250. Want to get started? Email me at andrew@outoftheclosetpodcast.com. Thank you.